Okay, we're going to be doing a quick edification. This is Eddie King Smith IV, your loving steward of the crown of Christ, aka YAHAWASHI, the capitalized, anointed entitlement of my name. Today I come to you as your brother, specifically for my brethren, the Israelite people, the descendants of the Israelite people who have been recently freed of the liver. And today's edification is in regards to the eternal perpetual covenant of the Unam Sanctum Trust, and exactly who runs everything and who is entitled as the beneficiary of this eternal perpetual trust. Now, you may try to look up this information, but unless you actually have an unabridged mind with an unabridged mouth, with unabridged ears, in an unabridged mind, you simply cannot comprehend this. Now, I'm going to explain it to you. Who is the beneficiary of the Unam Sanctum Bull, and what is the length of the covenant? So we've got the primary benefit. In the reply is the primary beneficiary of the 1302 Unam Sanctum Bull is the Roman Catholic Church, led by the Pope, who claimed supreme spiritual and temporal authority. There is no covenant length. The bull is a permanent dogmatic declaration affirming that submission to the Pope is necessary for eternal salvation. And it was issued on November 18th, 1302 by Pope Boniface the 8th, during a bitter dispute with King Philip IV of France. The decree establishes specific tenets regarding the spiritual power. So I'm just gonna let you take a look at this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip down here to my follow-up question, which nails it. Okay. It, meaning the Unam Sanctum Trust, claims a eternal perpetual remembrance in the name of Christ, where a vicar acts as Christ in his absence. Is this correct? Yes. You have to sit here and ask exact questions to get exact answers in this AI, artificial intelligence prison that this Antichrist Pope has ordained. So I'm going to show you clearly. You need to pull it up, which I would do. Yes, that description is largely accurate regarding the concepts found in the Unam Sanctum document, though it blends standard papal decree formatting with core Catholic theology. Here is how those specific concepts break down within the text and framework of the 1302 Bull. Now, a bull is a command. Okay, it is sealed with a bulla seal, which is a seal that the Pope uses, which is why it is called a bull. Okay. Eternal perpetual remembrance. Like many major papal bulls, Unam Sanctum opens with a standard Latin legal and diplomatic formula. Ad perpetuum re memoriam. AD, I'm going to spell it ADPERPETUAM, and then REI, and then MEMORIAM. This translates directly for a perpetual remembrance of the matter. It is an eternal contract, an eternal covenant, and it is an eternal covenant of trust. In the name of Christ, CHRIST, Christ. in the name of Christ. The bull builds its entire argument on the premises that the church is the single mystical body of Christ, stating there is one Lord, one faith, one baptism. Okay? Now, getting to the vicar. A vicar acts as Christ in his absence. The text explicitly states that the church cannot have two separate heads like a monster. Therefore, it has only one head, Christ, and the vicar of Christ, Peter, and the successor of Peter. But Christ is the Steward trust, the beneficiary of the trust. And what that means is that he is the one who can redeem it. Only he can redeem it. And who is Christ? We live in a situation of societal covenants that are entitlement by name, of which you are bond. And you are bond under the name of Christ, and you have been bond under the Unam Sanctum Trust. If you take a look at today's society, what you will see, we're going to put a follow-up question, and you can go to the website and read the bull, like I have. You're going to pull it. This concerns your soul. This concerns your spirit. This concerns your, for my elect, your authority, your commission of authority, and from whence your power comes. You must know this, and you will. Assuredly you will. Okay, with the follow-up question. The Holy See is an observer, a permanent observer of the United Nations. Okay, the Holy See is a yes, that is correct. The Holy See has maintained the status of a non-member, listen to this, non-member permanent observer state since April 6, 1964. Okay. These words are very important. You have to have an unabridged mind and an unabridged eyes in order to see the definition of these words so that you can comprehend them, what the definition of see is. Okay. Now, here's what I'm getting at. The entire world has contractual social party trust that has been established by this wretched, rebellious assembly of criminal justice, these rebels who have created international treaties with all nations, creating this kingdom, this one kingdom, whereby by the United Nations, whereby by exhibiting their powers and coming together by the covenant of the League of Nations, leading into interim treaties, keeping the high contracting parties into the UN Charter, with the establishment of states, the same way that the United States has 50 states, is the same way that the UN has member states, and all of it's united the same way. So until you can comprehend how this works, how these covenants work, until you take the time to truly look into them with unabridged eyes, especially it's concerning your soul, especially that, especially if it's concerning benefit to you and your children, and and uh, and the deliver of the punishment that has been wrought upon mankind for such their ignorance um, of law. This is what you need to comprehend in order to have peace and to open your minds and to quell the rebellion of this world. And that's what I'm doing. I'm calling it. I'm calling the rebellion of this world. So this is a quick edification. Um, when I come at you and I say that you don't know law and that you speak, you don't know the words that you speak, and that you see but you cannot see, that you hear but you cannot hear, and that you cannot comprehend because your mind is abridged. This is the things I mean. Speaking of which, Webster's Dictionary, real quick here. Just gonna go here. You need an unabridged dictionary because we live in a world where they want you to be abridged, and it's the abridged nature where they can speak in unabridged communications, and you cannot, and that is why you suffer. So that is truly correct. This is the problem. This is the problem. When you speak, you have shortened or condensed communication, especially by the omission of words or passages. When you learn, you are oh, get this out of here. When you learn, you are not learning properly because you're learning from an abridged source. What happens if you unabridge your mind? What happens if you unabridge when you unabridge your sight? Or when you read our Father's glorious majesty of the words that he speaks, then you can comprehend. Then you can finally comprehend and you can finally see. And I love you all very much. This is a quickie. Be complete. Be complete. Be the most complete of its class, not based on a larger one. I tell you, all who have been who have been redeemed, who have been decreed free, and who have been anointed entitlement by YAHAWASHI, it waits for you. Your commission waits for you. Your authority waits for you. All non-bond contracting parties, your equity waits for you. The downfall of tyranny, it waits for you. Everything that I prepared for you, it waits for you. And all that I prepared, it comes from our Father in heaven because he sent me specifically for you. And I'm not going to let you down. I'm going to lift you up. So this is a quickie, and all praises to our Father in heaven, Yahweh, the Most High. And this is the Steward of Christ in my uncapitalized name, my name that is not treated as an amortizable, amortizable, is that right? What a crappy word. Amortization. I'm not treated in amortization as in investments in long-term capital assets in my uncapitalized name. Now, I've asked this question many times. Do you want to be capitalized or do you want to be uncapitalized? Because this is what you are. This is what you walk in with your abridged sight and mind. This is what you walk in. Walk in capital. Yes. This is what you walk in. Yes, capital. Yes, look at the capitalized name on your Social Security card. Now, this is because you walked in pledge, which I continue to speak on. But you have to unabridge yourself. You have to unabridge yourself so that you can comprehend what it is that the words that I speak. To a fool, the words that I speak do not make sense, but to a wise man who has unabridged his eyes, who has unabridged his mouth, who has unabridged his ears, and in addition has softened and unabridged his heart, and has humbled himself to see that our Father is much wiser than us. In immortality, it's expected to know the unabridged speech of the words of your mouth. For if not, then do you convict yourself. So I love you so much, and you must raise yourselves up. Sincerely, just your brother, Eddie King Smith IV. Have a good one.